Students are calling for tighter security at the Tshwane University of Technology's off-campus residence. This is where 21-year-old Ntokozo Xaba was murdered by her boyfriend. Her body was later found at her Car Junction residence in Pretoria Gardens. SRC President Sizwe Nyambi told those attending a memorial service in her honor that more security is required at the university residence. He joins us now to discuss this further. Good evening to you, Sizwe. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. Just talk us through some of the concerns that the students have told you after we saw this tragedy take place. What are those burning issues and what are the students asking for?
Good evening. Good evening even to the viewers. Thank you very much for having me tonight. The burning issues is that the securities on the accredited residences are not enough. Here at Car Junction, there are 4 securities during day shift. There are 4 securities during night shift, of which there are no securities that are patrolling to show visibility in those buildings or in those blocks. All the blocks we've got here, we've got about 21 blocks, if I'm not mistaken. And in those 21 blocks, this residence occupies about 3,000 students, but only being overseen by 8 securities, of which the safety of the students is being risked with.
Sizwe, are there details as to where exactly the security was on the day that Ntokozo was murdered? Do we have those details, or was there security on that day?
The securities were there, but the securities are not enough. And as they are not enough, there's only securities at the gate. There are no securities that are patrolling. There are no securities in each and every block. Last week or 2 weeks back, I had a meeting with the CMC, with the management of Tshwane University of Technology. We had such crisis. I said to them, they must bring more securities within the institution. They brought securities. There are no problems within the institution, within TUT. There are no security problems. Security problems are in all those accredited residences, because they don't want to provide more securities because they want to save money. Yet trying to save their money, now it's going to cost them accreditation, because we cannot allow a situation whereby our students are being killed where in their homes, because this is our home away from home. So when we die here, there's no way we are going to run to. So it means that the accreditation are failing the institution. And what is more painful is that when these things are happening, it becomes as if it is the TUT that has done that. Yet it's not the TUT, but it's the service providers that are providing service to TUT, because TUT doesn't have enough accommodations.
Sizwe, when you engaged the university, did they specifically say, no, we are not hiring any further security because we need to save money? Was that the exact words? Or what was their reasoning? It's not the university that don't want to provide
securities. It is those accredited residences like a Car Junction. Even if you can come tomorrow and come and check the security, there are 4 security. As I speak right now, there are 4 security guards. At the main gate, there are 2 security guards. Are females, all of them. They can't even fight. They can't even defend themselves. There are females, 2 females as I speak right now. So the measures that they are using, it's very poor. 2019, when I was a chairperson of here at Car Junction, we striked, we had a meeting. The CEO of Car Junction, Mr. Nicholas Erasmus, I told him about the issue of security. Instead of listening to me as a student who's always on the ground, as a student leader, he ignored me. As he ignored me, I told him that this thing will come and it will backfire. Here it comes, 2023, a scene has happened. And to show that these people, they don't care, as long as they are generating money, as long as they are making money, as long as NSFAS is paying them money, they are making millions. They don't care about this. There are no developments, even though now there's a scene that has taken place. There are no developments at the Car Junction. It is still the same. It's still the same. The security is still the same. It is as it was. There are no developments. It shows how arrogant these white people are. They don't care about the black child.
So as I'm understanding you, Sizwe, it's the off-campus residents who does not want to hire any further security. So where do we go now? Because security is an ongoing issue. What is your next step? How are you going to tackle this issue as the SRC president?
If Car Junction doesn't want to comply, it might lose its accreditation. We're going to write emails to the university. This matter of Ntokozo Xaba, it's a matter that has gained a national attention already. Even the university is not happy about the way they are providing the services. So if they don't want to cooperate and to comply with the university requirements, they're going to lose their accreditation. And as they lose their accreditation, we're going to make sure that they don't get it even after this, even after they won't get the accreditation anymore. We want people that will comply. We want people that will understand that when the government is investing through us, when I die here, the government has lost. It is not only the university that is losing. It is also the government that is putting its money, the taxpayers' money. Now Ntokozo Xaba is no more. When Ntokozo Xaba is no more and she was doing a 3rd year, we have lost everything simply because of the negligence and arrogance of Car Junction and CTEC CEO Nicholas Erasmus. I called him. I told him. When I called him, he ignored my calls. I texted him. He just looked at my text and blue-ticked me. He never responded to me. However, he knows me very well. I was a chairperson here. Now I'm a campus president. But he still undermines me because I'm a black child and he's white. He has got millions and I'm an NSFAS beneficiary. As much as Ntokozo is an NSFAS beneficiary, they don't care what's going to happen. So now we hope and believe that NSFAS and TUT, they are going to make it a point that Car Junction face the consequences.
Mr. Nyambi, just lastly, you have called out for young men on campus to become allies in the fight against gender-based violence. This is an ongoing fight that we've seen in the country. Just talk to us about what you want to see young men do in taking up this fight.
Let me make this clear and reiterately say it. You can't undermine a right of another citizen to live. Yet you say when you want to live, you have got the right to life, but you undermine other people's right to life. I'm saying to young people, our government, we have given the government a chance. South African Police Service has failed us. The justice system has failed us. The correctional service has failed us. When they have failed us, we as young people, we must stand up like the generation of 1976 and fight and approach this gender-based violence as exactly the way the 1976 generation approached apartheid. There's no one who must kill a woman and we still watching a team like this, because the rule of law is being written by human beings. And human beings, all of us, we have got our own mistakes. When they say someone who have killed the perpetrator, someone who has killed the victim's family is going to bury, but the perpetrator's family is burying no one. What does that mean? Where is fairness there? What happens to those who have killed? And what happens to those who have lost? Nothing is happening. This one gets more right. And the South Africa and the justice system and the correctional system, they must rectify this. A prison must be a prison. In our country, a prison, you eat in the morning, you eat during the day, you eat at night. How are you going to be scared to make crime? Because there's also unemployment outside. That's why these people are killing as much as they want, because even in prison, they also go and further their studies. You will hear a minister saying prisoners got flying colors. How is it a prisoner has to get flying colors, get access to education, while we outside, we are struggling? There are students who are struggling to get NSFAS. But a prisoner, his or her education is being funded by the government. They even pass with flying colors because they even get enough food, they've got shelter, they've got everything. They're not struggling. Go to other countries, go to other prisons in other countries and see what is happening to prisoners. Prisoners in South Africa, if they go for a hunger strike, the president gets shaken. Everyone in the ministry, in the cabinet, the parliament, they get shaken of prisoners, people who have raped kids, people who have killed, especially those who have killed women and children. I've got a lot of anger. 2019, November, someone killed a girlfriend and take it to the forest and burn that girlfriend. Today he's outside, lingering around. Where is justice there? Should we put our hope, believe on justice? We're getting tired and fed up. That's why I'm saying, if they release this one, they will see the republic.
Sizwe, thank you for your time. I can see that this is an issue that you are very, very passionate about, and hopefully we will see that security being increased at those off-campus residences. That was Sizwe Nyambi. He's the SRC President at the Tshwane University of Technology, where some time ago we saw that brutal murder of Ntokozo Xaba happening on a campus, and he's calling for more security on those off-campus residences.